My name is Carson Thompson, and for my project, I did Lucamades. History and current issues. Lucamades are a traditional Greek dessert, and it's said that Lucamades were offered as a prize to the winner of the first Olympic Games in 776 BC. When Lucamades were offered to athletes that won the Olympics, they were called honey tokens. And one current issue with an ingredient in the dish is the recent decline in honeybee colonies. Beekeepers all over the US have reported a loss of almost 50% of their colonies from 2020 to 2021. And this is an issue because lucamades are traditionally topped with honey, cinnamon powder, and chopped walnuts. Nutrition composition. Lucamades consist of ingredients such as water and milk, dry yeast, flour, sugar, salt, olive oil, and vegetable oil. Per one lucamade, there are about 54 calories and 11 calories from fat. The total fat is about 1.3 grams. The saturated fat is 0.1 grams. The sodium is 6.9 milligrams. Potassium is 7.8 milligrams. Total carbohydrates are 10 grams. There are zero point 0.2 grams of dietary fiber, 5.5 grams of sugar, 0.6 grams of protein, and 1% iron. How it impacts human disease. Lucamades have many ingredients that are harmful to the human body. For example, milk and other dairy products are the top source of saturated fats in the United States. Also, deep frying things leads foods to have high levels of trans fats, and trans fats are often associated with heart disease, diabetes, and obesity, and even cancer. Ingredients and how to determine their quality and freshness. The ingredients in lucamades are water, milk, dry yeast, olive oil, salt, sugar, flour, vegetable oil, honey, and cinnamon powder. So you can use any kind of purified water in lucamades. For milk, to determine its freshness, you just need to be sure that the milk is not expired, and this recipe does not call for any specific kind of milk, so the only determinant of freshness is whether or not it's expired. Dry yeast, after you add water to the dry yeast, fresh yeast will bubble for about or after about 10 minutes of sitting in water. So the way to determine if yeast is fresh is whether or not it bubbles. Olive oil, you can determine whether or not olive oil is fresh based on its taste or smell. If it smells fresh and it's good real olive oil, then typically it stays fresh. All the other ingredients are fine to use as long as they're stored properly. So salt, sugar, flour, vegetable oil, honey, and cinnamon powder are all fine to use as long as they're properly stored. Agricultural information. So the main ingredient in lucamades is flour. Flour is considered a raw agricultural product, and wheat can become contaminated from soil, animal feces, insects, diseased plants, and other agents during production, harvest, storage, or transport. Flour can be enriched, fortified, bleached, or unbleached. Flour has low water activity and does not support microbial growth under normal storage conditions, but bacterial such as Salmonella and Escherichia coli can survive in dry flour for extended periods of time. Wheat flour contains dietary fiber, B vitamins, calcium, iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and zinc. And flour can be heat treated or irradiated with gamma rays to reduce microbial load. How the dish is prepared. The dish is prepared by placing balls of fresh dough into hot vegetable oil until the lucamades are golden brown and have a crisp exterior. Then the oil is drained from the lucamates, and they're topped with honey and cinnamon powder and occasionally chopped walnuts. How I enjoyed the dish. I enjoyed this dish as it was traditionally prepared. Some people also choose to add chopped walnuts to the top of their lucamates, but I just had mine topped with honey and cinnamon powder. Here are some pictures of what lucamates typically look like. Comparison of your own social perspectives. I had never tried lucamates before, but to me they tasted very similar to normal donuts, and they kind of tasted like beignets. I thought they were very fluffy and had an airy texture, and they were very sweet. If I would have seen this dessert before knowing what they are, I would have assumed that they were just donut holes based on the first glance, and I think that majority of people would have the same assumption about lucamates based on their looks. And this is my works cited page.